one of my favorite people. He's got a nice beard. He's a handsome man, full head of hair.
Sitting there at the funeral home.
He's in the funeral home. It looks like with that lamp in the.
I'm sorry about your loss.
Reno Collier joins us, famous from the Blue Collar Comedy Tour. And Reno, over your right shoulder, it looks like one of those fancy bottles that people put their good booze in. And I know that you are a non-drinker, having had your fill and then some.
That is called a decanter.
A decanter?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It is like a big decanter.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Reno was living in Decanter, Alabama for a while there. What's in that thing, Reno?
Nothing, man. Just stuff to make the light work.
Oh, okay.
There's nothing. It's empty. It's
no.
Just,
How about the one next to it, though?
Oh, this thing?
Yeah.
That used to have Jack Daniels in it.
What happened to the Jack Daniels?
I drank it and then got into recovery, Tom. That's what happened to it.
Is that what you want, Griswold? The sad story?
Tell me about the struggles of alcoholism.
Throw some ashtrays out there and a spittoon. You've got your dark past right in front of you.
There's a basket over here you can put $1 in. It's ready to go.
Back in the day, was it considered, like in the 50s or 60s, gauche to have just the bottles with their labels on them? Why? Everybody had those decanters.
Yeah, that's a great question. I don't know. That's a really.
You ever notice in movies, and I just notice this all the time, but people drink during the day, and they always drink out of those things.
Yeah.
I have one.
Like in an office
bourbon.
building. Yeah. Like, hey, you want a drink? Especially in the British ones.
And you
know,
utilize
like,
yours, Christy?
Yeah, I currently have one, and it's full of bourbon, and it's got 4 matching glasses. We use it a lot.
Cool.
See, I never had that ability to leave it out. Like one Christmas, my dad gave me a stopper for a bottle of wine. He's like, this is great. You can put it in there and the wine bottle will last 3 days. And my wife burst out laughing. It was like, he's never put a top back on a bottle in his entire life.
Well, Reno, you are a fine professional comedian. You've been on the road for many years. We've been fans of yours since you first started. And but I always say the same thing, which is even Tiger Woods takes the occasional golf lesson. Time now for a little bit of schooling. As you know, we have Ace Cosby here with a little something special for you. You might want to take notes, Reno, because
ready.
This is how it's done.
Who's that sexy man with a deep voice? Ace Cosby, here he is with his joke of the day.
Yesterday, my friend handed me a peach. I said, I prefer pears. So he handed me another one.
That was Ace Cosby's joke of the day.
Got a pair of peaches there.
I don't see you reaching for a pen, Reno.
I don't do fruit material. I thought it was great, Ace.
Reno, in the history of your stand-up, have you ever been working on a piece and it's your favorite thing and no one likes it?
Yeah, quite a lot. Yeah.
Anything come to mind? You could try it out on us if you'd like to.
I've already tried it out and a bunch of stuff. My problem is I write something that I don't find offensive. I think, oh, this is a nice way of saying it. And then I say it and somebody gets offended. There's no way anymore to say anything. I mean, if you say blue, someone's going to say, oh, he didn't even say about red. You know, there's nowhere to go sometimes with this stuff. So you just fire it out. Dude, my career peaked 15 years ago. I really don't care what I say anymore. If it irritates somebody, what am I, not going to get another TV show? So what?
That's already happening.
We're already doing that part.
Right.
Let the cursing begin.
Yeah, I had 3. I wasn't happy when I had them. I wasn't any happier than I am now. So why not say whatever you want? And if people like it, they like it. And if they don't, you know what? There's plenty of places to cry.
That's what I like to hear.
He's right.
Reno Collier is our guest. He's going to be at the Diana Wortham Theater in Asheville, North Carolina. Great spot.
Beautiful
coming up
place.
Friday, May 5th and Saturday, May 6th. And then the Comedy Club in Kansas City, Missouri, coming up May 11th through the 13th. And then Fort Wayne's Summit City Comedy Club, Thursday, May 18th. And then Friday the 19th through Saturday the 20th at the famous Funny Bone in Dayton, Ohio. Some great gigs coming up for Reno. Certainly look forward to that. But right now we're looking forward to something you call the Country Fried Take. Are you ready?
Yes, sir. Absolutely. So, excuse me. This past week, I've been off the road. My wife went on a trip, leaving me home alone with my dog, Bo. Every week, I sit here and write these, and Bo just sits at my feet, resting his head, waiting for me patiently so we can eventually go on a WALK.
Oh,
Yep.
I'm sorry, he's sitting at my feet right now.
That's true.
Oh, yes.
It is totally true. And as my ADD brain spazzes out trying to think of a subject for the week, it hits me as I look at him. I think Bo has life figured out better than I do.
Oh.
His approaches to things are simple and instinctual and pretty basic. He loves without hesitation. He plays at full throttle. He forgives instantaneously. And then he eats, poops, and sleeps. To me, that sounds like one hell of a good day.
Yes.
And I've heard someone say that their dog loved them more than life itself. But if they had a squeaker in their stomach, that dog would gut them like a trout. And that may be true, but unlike humans, at least you know exactly where that dog stands on the matter. His actions sometimes seem erratic, but they're really simple and resolute. For example, when I'm on the phone and won't pay attention to Bo, he gives me a short period of grace time. Then he decides, if you won't pay attention to my sweet droopy eyes, I'll bet you'll pay attention to my mouth while it's chewing and twisting your Invisalign like a piece of plastic taffy. Then you can put it back in your mouth after I poop it out in the backyard. Get off the phone now. And he's right. Whoever I'm talking to on the phone doesn't bark and run and spin and jump in sheer excitement just because I walked into a room. The phone calls normally involve me leaving home, so I have less time loving on those who love on me. So my choices are left to love on the dog when he wants it or live with crooked teeth and a weekend booked in El Paso. Now, if I could afford it, I'd take him with me on the road all the time. The problem is I've tried before to convince the hotel desk that he's a service animal while he's simultaneously humping the lady's suitcase in line behind me. You know, it just doesn't work going, oh, he provides a different kind of service. I have anxiety and him drilling other people's luggage makes me giggle. There's no way out. But love it or hate it, Bo is just himself, unwavering in his true spirit. And the more I thought about it, Bo and I have a lot in common. We both eat something first, then let our body decide if it's going to stay down or not. We've both gone to the bathroom in my neighbor's yard. We both jump up every time Mama says, "You want a treat?" But the thing I'm most envious of is Bo's ability to forgive. I took him to an office, dropped him off. 3 hours later, he woke up and his balls were gone. He's sitting there on the table looking at me, and his first reaction was to lick my face.
Oh.
Now, imagine doing that to your best human friend. You know? Hey, man, get in the car. We're going to the park. It's just a fun ride. And 3 hours later, he wakes up looking at you and his nuts are gone. And he's got that satellite dish thing around his neck to keep him from licking his stitches. Look, all I'm saying is that would put a heavy strain on the friendship. You know? And that's why dogs are man's best friend. Their ability to forgive and love unconditionally. So while we think of dogs as simple creatures, maybe simple's the way to go. Love hard, play hard, and every once in a while, grab something from someone and make them chase after you. Life is way too short not to. I'm Reno Collier, and that's my country fried take.
Very nice.
Absolutely true.
Now, Reno, dogs aren't just man's best friend. They're also woman's best friend and anybody who doesn't identify as a cisgender.
Sure.
So please.
That's true. No, they are. And my dog actually likes my wife better than she likes me. But yeah, all right. People's best friend. This is why.
Well, non-humans can have best friends too, so let's be careful.
If you ask me if I've ever written material that I thought was going to be really funny and piss people, it's like this. You can't even say man's best friend. What about you? It's a person's best friend. It's
Fine.
Everybody's best friend.
Stay in the Stone Age.
You know what? I like the Stone Age. You hunt, you eat, you have sex, and you sleep.
Yeah. End of the day, draw a picture of your buddy on the cave wall. Sounds like a fun time.
Yeah, it sounds great.
Is that a Krispy Kreme cup?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
It is. I'm sure that's going to piss somebody off, too. Why does it have to be crispy? What about the soft donut?
I was just thinking it, and I'm glad you acknowledged it.
My mom used to always, when I was a kid, she would always, our dog's name was Duffy. Can you take Duffy out for a WALK? Because but Duffy was the one that if he saw a suitcase, he would immediately throw up. Because we had taken him to the kennel once.
Oh, boy.
So the suitcases off to the kennel, hated it. So when we'd have guests arrive at the house, no, don't put the suitcases there.
Maybe the problem was you were taking your dog to the kennel in a suitcase.
When I was in college, my roommate had this big, giant lab, and our apartment was the size of a bathroom. And the lab, whenever you said hungry, the dog went crazy and knocked stuff off the counters and everything. So his girlfriend was dumb as a rock. And she was over at our apartment, and we were sitting there, and he and I were arguing about something. And the dog was sitting there looking at her, and I go, "Hey, Kelly," I go, "what is that country that used to be attached to Austria?" And she goes, "Hungary?" And the dog went back. He just went nuts, jumping all over, crashing and everything.
You should have said, no, the answer is New Zealand.
Yeah, she couldn't have been that dumb. I didn't know that.
Austria, Hungary?
Okay. Reno, we got another animal story for you if you want to hang out for a second.
Yeah, I'd love to.
There's a couple really cool animal stories. There's the cow story and the parrot story.
A man relieving himself on a set of railway tracks was killed by a cow that was struck by a train.
Oh.
Follow me here.
No.
According to India Today, the incident occurred in Alwar Rajan.
Okay.
The man's relative said the cow was hit by a semi-high-speed Vande Bharat train. They said the impact caused the cow to fall nearly 100 feet to where the man was relieving himself on the tracks, killing him instantly.
That's crazy.
So help me God if I'm not telling the truth. Hey, a cow fall from the sky.
Like, talk about not your day.
And
No
why would you
kidding.
pee on the tracks? Why wouldn't you
Oh, I've done that a million times.
Yeah,
on
kind
a
of fun.
railway track?
Sure.
You've peed on railway tracks a million times.
We used to always walk
What, did
down.
you grow up with the R gang?
Yeah, no kidding.
No, there was a commuter train right by my house growing up, and we'd always walk over and walk down the.
Boxcar Willie hasn't peed.
You and Corey Feldman and one of the O'Connell brothers one time.
Yeah, we'd always walk down the tracks. and pee.
Really?
Sure.
Interesting.
Was the headline "Choo Choo Moo Moo"?
One can hope.
Aren't cows like a real big deal in India?
Yeah, you don't kill a cow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
But,
sacred.
by the way, this story, interestingly enough, this is from India Today. It doesn't say anything about the cow. I'm assuming if the cow dropped 100 feet after being hit by a high-speed train, I'm guessing.
He did not make it,
So
probably.
Hard to walk that off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. But
It's not a cartoon.
what a weird way to go.
No kidding. That is.
Jeez.
That probably hasn't happened that often.
There's no way.
Probably never.
Yeah. Do they have those billboards in India that say "Eat more chicken" spelled wrong?
I don't have to because
Just asking for.
Hey, a new study out there finds that pet parrots become less lonely when they can FaceTime other birds.
Well, that's nice.
Researchers gave the birds a tablet that allowed them to make video calls by touching a photo of another bird on the screen. The parrots made 147 deliberate calls to each other during the study.
Hey, Lloyd, any crackers at your place?
No.
Bitch here's kind of hoarding them.
Call me back in 10 seconds.
After
Do they
reviewing,
read the news off the bottom of the cage?
Brock says here Sears is having a sale. Brock.
My lady uses an iPad. They don't get the paper anymore. They're all green and everything.
After reviewing footage and owner notes of the interactions, researchers found parrots began to engage in more social behavior, including preening, singing, and play.
Oh.
While pet birds can develop psychological problems from isolation, scientists suggested that video calling could help reproduce some of the social benefits of living in a flock.
Well, good.
Parrots are really tricky. You don't want to get one because you saw one on TV and thought they're really great. You've really got to know what you're doing.
Yeah.
They're very social. I'm surprised since they're parrots, though, they were dialing on FaceTime. You would have thought they would have been tweeting each other.
Oh, man. Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
We gotta.
You ever tell a joke that you think is really funny and then you spit it out and you have to.
Hey, shut up, Reno. We got to take a break.
Every day.
I mean, a break. This is. I don't know. This is weird.
Yeah, kind of makes sense.
It's like the story we had about the orangutans watching TV and they love the show Alf. Mm-hmm. Did you ever see that? Do you have? Do you use the Siri thing on your phone, Reno?
Yes, but it doesn't understand my voice. But yes.
Oh yeah. Did you ever see that video of Siri taking on Alexa?
No.
Digital
No.
scissoring thing. Okay, never mind.
Digital scissoring.
I like that term a lot.
No, I don't need to hear that term ever again. That term can go right away.
Hey, thanks, Reno.
Thanks, you guys.
Bye,
Have a great
Reno.
week, everybody.
You too, buddy.
Bye, y'all.
We'll be
See
in
ya.
touch.